Far removed from our own solar system lies the small moon Kenshi, a vast, desolate world where civilization has mostly collapsed. The remnants of ancient, powerful empires and high-tech civilizations dot the landscape, but most of these are now ruins. Life on the moon is bleak and unforgiving, where the strong prey on the weak and survival is a constant struggle. It is a harsh, post-apocalyptic world where survival is the primary objective. The world of Kenshi was once a technologically advanced society, but a cataclysmic series of events led to its downfall. The details of this fall are shrouded in mystery, but the world is now littered with ruins, old machines, and ancient technologies. These remnants hint at a world that once had great knowledge and power, but was brought low by war, hubris, or some other catastrophe. The moon is divided into various biomes, each with its own environmental challenges and law. From the arid deserts controlled by the Holy Nation to the swampy regions filled with dangerous creatures, each area tells a story of the world's decay. Many locations, like the Deadlands or the Floodlands, are filled with remnants of the old world and serve as dangerous yet rewarding places for exploration. In Kenshi, you start with little more than the clothes on your back and must survive in this harsh world. There is no clear objective. You can choose to be a trader, a warlord, a slaver, a rebel, or even just a wanderer. Be warned, the choices you make affect the world and your interactions with the various factions. There are many different factions that fight for control of the various territories across the land. Who you choose to join may not always be down to you, as racism and xenophobia are rife among the different clans. One of the largest factions are the Holy Nation. A theocratic and xenophobic society, the Holy Nation is centered around Okranism, a religion that worships the god Okran. The Holy Nation is highly intolerant of non-humans and those they consider heretics. They are one of the most powerful factions on the moon, controlling large territories and enforcing strict laws. The society is patriarchal and theocratic. Women are generally not permitted to hold positions of power, and their role is highly restricted within society. The Holy Nation also practices a form of religious indoctrination where its citizens are expected to adhere strictly to its beliefs, with the priesthood wielding significant influence. The laws of the Holy Nation are heavily influenced by their religious beliefs. Possession of technology, particularly ancient technology, is forbidden and punishable by death or enslavement. The Holy Nation also imposes strict gender roles and expects all citizens to follow the teachings of Okran. Non-humans found in their territory are often enslaved or killed. The Holy Nation controls a significant portion of the moon, including regions like Okran's Pride and the Holy Farm Valleys. Their capital city is Blister Hill, which serves as the political and religious center of their nation. They also have other towns and outposts, such as Stack and Bad Teeth, which serve as military and religious strongholds. The Holy Nation has a powerful and zealous military force, which includes the Holy Sentinels, Inquisitors, and Paladins. These units enforce the laws and religious doctrines of the nation with fervor. They are known to be hostile towards non-humans such as the Shek hive minds, and especially skeletons, who they see as abominations. Skeletons being a slang name for sentient androids. Their most notable enemies are the United Cities, the Shek Kingdom, and the Tech Hunters. They are extremely hostile towards skeletons and those who use advanced technology, viewing them as heretics. On the other hand, they tend to tolerate or even welcome human wanderers, provided they adhere to Okran's teachings. Interactions with the Holy Nation can vary significantly depending on your race, gender, and affiliations. Humans who follow Okran's teachings may be able to navigate their lands more easily, while non-humans and those with skeletons in their party will face hostility. The Holy Nation can be both a formidable enemy and a potential ally, depending on your approach. Overall, the Holy Nation is a complex faction with deep religious convictions and a strict social order, making them one of the more challenging and interesting groups to interact with in Kenshi. Then there are the United Cities, a powerful, corrupt aristocracy. The United Cities are a slave estate ruled by noble houses. They value wealth and power above all else and are known for their cruelty and decadence. Slavery is a cornerstone of their economy, and they're constantly engaged in conflicts with other factions, with a man known as Emperor Tengyu as its figurehead leader. The government is highly corrupt, with nobles exercising significant control over their regions and often engaging in power struggles and backstabbing to maintain or increase their influence. The society within the United Cities is deeply stratified. At the top are the noble families and their retainers, followed by wealthy merchants and landowners. Below them are the common citizens, and at the bottom of the social ladder are slaves. The faction is heavily reliant on slave labor, and slavery is a common and accepted practice within their territory. The United Cities control a large area, primarily in the southern and western parts of the map. Their influence extends over various regions, including the Great Desert, Shobatai, and the Hook. Key cities under their control include Heng, Heft, and Shobatai, which serve as hubs of commerce, politics, and military power. They maintain a formidable military presence, with their soldiers, called samurai, being well equipped and trained. They also have a special police force known as the Samurai Police, who enforce the laws of the empire, particularly those related to the collection of taxes and the management of slaves. The faction's military power is crucial in maintaining control over its vast territory and suppressing any uprisings or threats. The economy of the United Cities is driven by trade, agriculture, and slavery. They have a strong mercantile tradition, and their cities are bustling with traders and merchants. Slavery plays a significant role in their economy, with slaves being used for labor in farms, mines, and construction projects. The faction also imposes heavy taxes on its citizens and traders, which are often enforced by the Samurai Police. The United Cities value wealth, power, and social status above all else. Their culture is one of decadence and corruption, with the nobility often engaging in lavish lifestyles and exploitative practices. They have little regard for the lives of the lower classes or slaves, who are seen as expendable. The faction also practices a form of ancestor worship, with the nobles claiming divine right to rule based on their lineage. Laws within the United Cities are harsh and often serve to protect the interests of the nobility and maintain social order. Tax evasion, rebellion, and aiding escaped slaves are severely punished. The Samurai Police are known for their brutality in enforcing these laws. The faction is also known for its tolerance of vice, with many of their cities housing bars, gambling dens, and other establishments catering to the desires of the wealthy. The United Cities have a tense relationship with other factions. They are hostile towards the Holy Nation, with whom they have significant ideological and territorial conflicts. They are also frequently at odds with the Czech Kingdom and the anti-slavers who oppose their reliance on slavery. However, they maintain trade relations with various other factions and are a dominant force in the economic landscape of Kenshi. Interactions with the United Cities can vary depending on your status and actions. Those who engage in trade or ally themselves with the noble families can find opportunities for profit and power. However, those who oppose slavery or attempt to challenge the authority of the nobles will face severe consequences, including imprisonment or being sold into slavery. Non-humans, particularly Shek and skeletons, are treated with suspicion or outright hostility, though they may still find opportunities within the empire. Overall, the United Cities represent a complex and morally ambiguous faction embodying themes of corruption, inequality, and power struggles, making them one of the more intricate and challenging factions to navigate. Next on the list of the Shek, a proud, warrior-like race known for their martial prowess and honor-bound society. They are a dying race, their numbers dwindling due to constant wars. Despite this, they remain fierce and are respected and feared by many. The Shek culture is centered around strength, honor, and combat. They believe that life is a constant struggle, and they value physical prowess and bravery above all else. The Sheik see combat as a way to prove their worth, and they often engage in battle to gain honor or to settle disputes. Cowardice and weakness are despised, and those who fail to live up to the Shek ideals are often cast out or shunned. The Shek kingdoms organize as a strict hierarchy with a strong emphasis on loyalty and duty. At the top of this hierarchy is the ruling monarch, known as the Lord of the Shek. Under the monarch are various warlords and warriors who command respect and authority based on their combat achievements. The society is highly militaristic, and nearly all Sheik are expected to serve as warriors or in roles that support the kingdom's military needs. The Shek Kingdom occupies a harsh, mountainous region in the northwestern part of the map, with their capital located in Admag. Other important locations under their control include the city of Squin and various outposts scattered throughout the region. The terrain they inhabit is rugged and unforgiving, which has further shaped their culture and way of life, making them resilient and tough. Very well known for their martial prowess and powerful army, their military is the backbone of their society, and they are constantly engaged in skirmishes and wars, both within their own ranks and against external enemies. The Shek value personal strength, and their warriors are often heavily armored and armed with large weapons. They have a reputation for being relentless in battle, fighting with a ferocity that makes them one of the most powerful forces on the moon of Kenshi. The Shek Kingdom has a complicated relationship with other factions. Historically, they have been enemies of the Holy Nation, largely due to ideological differences and territorial disputes. The Shek see the Holy Nation as weak and hypocritical, particularly in their treatment of non-humans. The Shek also have a troubled history with the United Cities, with whom they have clashed over territory and resources. However, the Shek respect strength, and it's possible for humans to earn their respect through combat or by proving their worth in other ways. The Shek Kingdom is led by a monarch. He's Seta the Stone Golem, a powerful and respected leader who embodies the Shek ideals of strength and honor. Leadership challenges within the Shek Kingdom often come in the form of duels or battles, where the strongest warrior may rise to power. This is a result of the Shek's strict code of honor that dictates much of their behavior. Those who fail in battle or bring shame to themselves or their clan may be exiled, forced to wander as drifters. These exiles are considered dishonored and are often found in various parts of the world, seeking to redeem themselves or simply survive outside the kingdom's rigid social structure. Despite their strength, the Shek Kingdom is facing a period of decline. Years of constant warfare have weakened them, and there is internal strife over the kingdom's future direction. Some Shek question whether their obsession with honor and battle has led them to the brink of destruction, while others believe that only through continued warfare can they regain their former glory. If you prove yourself in battle or demonstrate your strength, the Shek may come to respect you, allowing for potential alliances or recruitment of their warriors. However, if you show weakness or dishonor, the Shek will likely treat you with disdain. Non-Sheks may face challenges gaining the trust and respect of Shek warriors, but it is possible through actions that align with their values. The Shek Kingdom's focus on honor, combat, and strength makes them a unique and challenging faction in Kenshi, offering opportunities to engage with a culture that values martial prowess and personal honor above all else. Next on the list is another non-human race, known as the Hive. An insectoid race divided into various colonies, the Hivers are a unique and enigmatic species. They are less aggressive than other factions, but are still formidable. The Hivers have a strict class system, and each class has a specific role in their society. Hivers are insectoid humanoids with thin, wiry bodies, elongated limbs, and distinct exoskeletons. They have large bulbous eyes and often lack facial features that humans have, like a nose or ears. The most common type of Hiver, workers are responsible for labor, gathering resources, and maintaining the hive's infrastructure. They are the weakest in combat, but essential for the hive's economy. Then there are soldiers. These Hivers are larger, stronger, and bred for combat. They serve as the hive's protectors and enforcers, often patrolling the hive's territory and engaging in battles with intruders or enemies. Princes are the leaders and diplomats of the hive. They're more intelligent and articulate than other Hivers, often serving as intermediaries between the hive and other factions. They possess higher reasoning skills and are sometimes found engaging in trade or negotiations. Each hive is ruled by a queen, who is the central figure and the source of the hive's population. Queens are rarely seen outside their nests and are guarded fiercely by their subjects. The queen's death typically leads to the collapse of the hive. The hive operates as a collective society with a rigid hierarchy. Individuality is almost non-existent, as hivers are conditioned to work together for the greater good of the hive. Their society is highly organized, with each hiver performing specific tasks based on their class. The hive is governed by a queen, and all hivers are deeply loyal to her, viewing her as their mother and leader. They lack personal ambition or desires, focusing entirely on fulfilling their role within the hive. This collective mindset makes them incredibly efficient workers and soldiers, as they have no hesitation or fear when following orders. However, it also makes them vulnerable, as they struggle with concepts like individuality or independence. The hivers primarily inhabit regions known as the hive villages, located in the more desolate and dangerous areas of the map, such as the Vane, Stobe's Gamble, and the northern parts of the Great Desert. These regions are harsh and inhospitable, but the hivers have adapted to thrive in these environments. Their villages are often built underground or in remote areas, making them difficult to locate. There are several different hive factions spread across the moon. Firstly, there is the Western Hive, the most common and neutral hive faction. They are generally peaceful but will defend themselves if threatened. Following that is the Southern Hive, more aggressive and hostile compared to the Western Hive. They are more warlike and often attack outsiders on sight. Lastly, there are the Swamp Hive. This group is more integrated with the human Shek societies in the swamp regions. They're somewhat independent and have looser ties to their queens. The hivers have a complex relationship with other factions. They are generally seen as outsiders due to their alien appearance and behavior. However, they are often tolerated because of their utility as workers and their role in trade, particularly in the production of unique goods such as hive armor and weapons. Some factions, like the United Cities, may exploit hivers as cheap labor or treat them with suspicion. The Holy Nation views them as abominations, while the Shek are more neutral, sometimes even respecting their strength. Hivers are known for producing unique goods, including hive armor, weapons, and various organic products. They are also skilled artisans, creating items that are lightweight and durable, often sought after by traders. Their villages often serve as trade hubs, where they exchange goods with other factions or wandering traders. While most hivers are bound to their hive's collective will, some become outcasts or free hivers. These individuals are usually those who have been separated from the hive for too long, leading to the loss of the collective connection. Free hivers develop a sense of individuality, which is alien and often distressing to them. These hivers are often found wandering the world, struggling to survive without the guidance and purpose the hive once provided. You can encounter and recruit free hivers who can bring unique abilities and perspectives to your party. Your interactions with the hive can vary widely depending on your approach and the specific hive faction you encounter. You may engage in trade with them, recruit free hivers to your squad, or even find yourself at odds with the more aggressive Southern Hive. The hive's unique biology and culture offer intriguing opportunities. Whether you choose to ally with them, exploit their labor, or fight against their collective might. The hive in Kenshi adds a layer of complexity to the world, presenting a society that operates on entirely different principles from the more human-like factions. Their collective mentality, strict social roles, and distinct physiology make them a fascinating and challenging faction to interact with. Up next is a smaller faction known as the Tech Hunters, a significant and intriguing faction in Kenshi known for their quest to uncover and preserve ancient technologies scattered across the world. They are a diverse and loosely organized group of adventurers, scholars, and mercenaries who share a common goal: to explore the ruins of past civilizations and recover lost knowledge. The Tech Hunters are driven by a deep curiosity about the world's ancient past, especially the technology left behind by the old world. They believe that understanding and reviving this lost knowledge could be the key to humanity's survival and advancement. Unlike some factions that fear or reject technology, the Tech Hunters embrace it and seek to learn from it. The Tech Hunters are not a homogeneous group. They consist of a wide variety of people, including human Shek and even some hivers. Their ranks are made up of scholars, engineers, mercenaries, and adventurers, all united by a shared interest in technology. This diversity makes them one of the more inclusive factions in Kenshi, and they are generally tolerant of other races and ideologies. The most notable base of the Tech Hunters is World's End, a fortified town located in the northern region of the map. This settlement serves as their primary hub for research and operations, housing laboratories, workshops, and merchants who specialize in ancient artifacts and advanced technology. The town is also heavily defended, reflecting the dangers of the surrounding areas. While not specifically a tech hunter city, Mongrel is often frequented by them due to its proximity to the Deadlands, a region rich in ancient ruins. The tech hunters use Mongrel as a staging point for expeditions into these treacherous areas. The tech hunters regularly embark on expeditions to explore ancient ruins, often located in the most dangerous and remote parts of the world. These expeditions are perilous, as the ruins are frequently guarded by powerful enemies like security spiders, ancient labs, and other hazards. The treasures they seek include ancient books, blueprints, robotic limes, and other remnants of advanced technology that once existed in the world. Tech hunters have a significant impact on the economy, particularly in the trade of rare and valuable artifacts. They are one of the few factions that can identify and appraise ancient technologies, making them valuable allies for those seeking to profit from scavenging ruins. The merchants in World's End are known for their extensive inventories of advanced weapons, armor, and cybernetic limbs. The tech hunters maintain a neutral stance toward most other factions, focusing on their own goals rather than engaging in political or territorial conflicts. They are generally on good terms with the United Cities and the Czech Kingdom, as these factions often benefit from the technology the tech hunters recover. However, they are viewed with suspicion by the Holy Nation, which considers their obsession with technology to be heretical and dangerous. Unlike many other factions that are more focused on survival, conquest, or religious doctrine, the tech hunters are dedicated to scientific knowledge. They are interested in uncovering the mysteries of the past, including the true nature of the old world, the origins of the skeletons, and the cause of the world's current state. This makes them one of the few factions that prioritize knowledge and discovery over power and control. The tech hunters can be valuable allies or trading partners. Their settlements, especially World's End, offer some of the best equipment and resources for those looking to delve into ancient ruins. Those who share the tech hunters' passion for exploration and technology can find camaraderie among them, as well as opportunities to join their expeditions or benefit from their discoveries. On the other hand, those who align with more anti-technological factions like the Holy Nation may find themselves at odds with the tech hunters. You can interact with the tech hunters in several ways, including joining their expeditions, trading with them, or simply using their knowledge to locate and explore ruins on their own. The tech hunters' settlements provide a safe haven for those interested in ancient technology, offering advanced gear, medical supplies, and information. Additionally, they can be a source of quests or guidance for players looking to uncover the deeper mysteries of the moon. The tech hunters in Kenshi embody the spirit of exploration and discovery, offering a path focused on uncovering the lost history of the world. Their dedication to ancient technology and the preservation of knowledge makes them a unique and important faction, especially for those who are keen on exploring the moon's history and collecting rare items. The last major faction and race in Kenshi are the skeletons. Ancient, sentient robots that are remnants of the old world. The skeletons are a dying race, immortal, but with dwindling numbers. They have seen the rise and fall of civilizations and possess vast knowledge, but they are often seen as relics of the past by other races. One of the most unique and enigmatic races in Kenshi, distinguished by their fully mechanical bodies. Their origins are shrouded in mystery. Skeletons are often feared, misunderstood, or outright hated by other factions, especially by the Holy Nation, which views them as abominations. Skeletons are fully robotic beings, made of metal and machinery instead of flesh and bone. They do not require food, water, or sleep, making them incredibly resilient and self-sufficient. Their bodies are highly durable, capable of withstanding severe damage that would be fatal to organic beings. Unlike organic races, skeletons do not age and can theoretically live forever, provided they are not destroyed in battle. They do, however, suffer wear and tear over time, and without proper maintenance or repair, their functionality can deteriorate. Instead of healing like organic beings, skeletons require repair kits to fix damage. This can make survival challenging in areas where these resources are scarce. Skeletons are relics of an ancient, highly advanced civilization that predates the current world of Kenshi. They were originally created for various purposes, including warfare, labor, and companionship, by the now extinct humans of the Old World. After the fall of the Old World, skeletons continued to exist, outliving their creators and witnessing the rise and fall of numerous civilizations. Their long lifespans and accumulated knowledge make them valuable sources of information about the world's history, though many skeletons are reluctant to share what they know. Skeletons have lived through unimaginable horrors and loss. The memory of these events can be overwhelming, leading some to erase large parts of their past to avoid the pain and despair that comes with such long lifespans. By erasing memories, they can shed the emotional weight of their experiences and continue to function. Due to their immortality and long history, many skeletons suffer from apathy, existential despair, or loneliness. They have seen countless friends and civilizations perish, leading some to adopt a nihilistic or detached outlook on life. A notable group of skeletons, the Skeleton Bandits, are a faction of rogue skeletons who have become hostile and nihilistic, often attacking travelers and settlements. They believe that since their creators are gone, nothing in the world matters anymore. Unlike other races, skeletons do not have a centralized society or nation. Instead, they are often found living in small, isolated groups or wandering alone. Some skeletons have integrated into human settlements, while others prefer solitude. The Holy Nation despises skeletons, viewing them as creations of Narco, who is effectively their version of the devil. Skeletons are persecuted within Holy Nation territory, and any found there are either destroyed or imprisoned. The Holy Nation's hatred for skeletons is deeply rooted in their religious beliefs, which see technology as heretical and skeletons as a living embodiment of that heresy. The United Cities and Czech Kingdom are more neutral towards skeletons, sometimes even employing them as mercenaries or workers. However, skeletons are still regarded with suspicion and are not fully trusted by the populace. The tech hunters value skeletons for their knowledge of ancient technology and history. Some skeletons align with this faction as they share a common interest in uncovering the secrets of the old world. Skeletons have several advantages in combat, including immunity to bleeding, poison, and diseases which can plague organic beings. They are also immune to starvation and fatigue, allowing them to continue fighting or traveling when others must rest. While they do not heal naturally, they can be repaired using skeleton repair kits. However, if a skeleton's limbs become too damaged or destroyed, they must find replacement parts or limbs, which can be difficult to obtain. Located in the Deadlands, protected by a constant rain that is harmful to humans, is a haven for skeletons, where they can live free from persecution. The Black Desert City is a hub for skeletons and their allies, offering repair services and advanced technology. It is a crucial location for humans seeking to interact with skeletons. Interacting with skeletons can lead to diverse experiences. If you are a skeleton or have one in your party, you'll face unique challenges related to their need for repairs and their relationships with other factions. Skeletons can be powerful allies, providing invaluable knowledge and combat prowess, but they also bring complications due to their history and the widespread prejudice against them. Overall, skeletons are a deeply complex and tragic race in Kenshi, offering a rich narrative centered around themes of immortality, loss, and the search for purpose in a world that has largely forgotten them. It should be noted that skeletons can also be found in the distant Ashlands, one of the most inhospitable and dangerous regions on the moon. It's a desolate, volcanic wasteland characterized by its harsh environment and treacherous terrain. The Ashlands are marked by rugged, rocky landscapes with extensive lava flows, ash-covered ground, and volcanic mountains. The terrain is difficult to traverse, making it challenging for travelers to navigate and survive. The Ashlands are home to some of the most dangerous creatures in the game, including various aggressive animals. Dangerous predators and hostile wildlife pose a significant threat. The region is sparsely populated, but it does contain some key locations and factions. The most notable settlement in the Ashlands is the throne of the Bugmaster. The area around the throne is heavily guarded by broken skeletons and other hostile entities. On that throne sits the most infamous of all the skeletons, Cat-lon, who was once the leader of all skeletons and emperor of an ancient empire known as the Second Empire, now known as Mad Cat-lon. He sits on his throne surrounded by his also insane followers who have lost their minds on account of never erasing their memories. Mad Cat-lon can be found in the Ashlands, though it is not advised to travel there, as there is nothing but death and madness in the ashes. Should curiosity overcome you, make sure you are well prepared for a fight. Before the time of Cat-lon was the First Empire, one of the most significant and mysterious periods in the lore of Kenshi. It represents a time of great technological advancement and widespread civilization, long before the world fell into the desolate and chaotic state seen in the modern day. Existing thousands of years ago, the First Empire is believed to be the pinnacle of technological and societal achievement in the world of Kenshi. It was an era when humanity and its creations reached heights that have since been lost to time. This empire was incredibly advanced, with access to powerful technology, including robotics, cybernetics, and vast architectural feats. The remnants of this once great civilization are scattered across the game world, primarily in the form of ancient ruins, advanced machinery, and the skeleton race. The skeletons are intimately connected to the First Empire. It is widely believed that the skeletons were either created by the First Empire or were integral members of this civilization. During the height of the First Empire, skeletons likely served as workers, soldiers, and perhaps even leaders, given their superior durability and the ability to survive indefinitely. Though humans are thought to have made their creations subservient. The humans of the First Empire even created giant skeletons called behemoths. These oversized machines were incredibly powerful weapons. It is not known exactly what happened, but at some point there was a war between the First Empire and an unknown power. The war was cataclysmic. It is apparent that humanity was able to succeed, thanks to the help of their behemoths. However, the sheer power and horror of their own creation caused them to fear the giant skeletons. Due to their fear of the behemoths, the ancients decided to dispose of them. Taking advantage of their unquestioning loyalty, they ordered the giants down into a massive pit and then betrayed their servants by filling the pit with liquid metal, encasing their loyal protectors in an iron tomb. This event became known as obedience, and marked a shift in the age of Kenshi. Following the events of obedience came the age of chaos, a time of many calamities, from dangerous celestial activity to natural disasters, plagues, and a skeleton rebellion. As mentioned, it's unclear exactly what happened, but it brought the great empire of the ancients to its knees and humanity to the brink of extinction. According to ancient legends, the calamities were stopped by a being named Shitrin, though the validity of these legends is impossible to say. The First Empire may have fallen victim to its own success. The advanced technology they created could have turned against them, either through the emergence of uncontrollable AI, rebellious skeletons, or catastrophic failures in their systems. The First Empire could have been destroyed by internal strife or external enemies. Massive wars, possibly involving the very technology they relied on, could have led to their downfall. The presence of advanced weapons and fortified ruins suggests that conflict played a significant role in their demise. As remnants of this age, skeletons are often seen as relics, and their very existence serves as a reminder of the once great civilization. Some skeletons, like those in the Black Desert City, seem to remember parts of the First Empire, but many have either erased or forgotten these memories, making the full history elusive. The strongest theory for the collapse of the First Empire was a direct result of obedience. It is suspected that following the horror the skeletons witnessed in these events, they became hostile towards their creators, who they once called master. A key figure of the skeletons in this period is Cat-lon, a great warrior in the First Empire's army. Many hundreds or possibly thousands of years after the Chaos Age, Cat-lon and his skeleton followers founded an empire. They attempted to rebuild civilization and study the remains of the ancient empire, known as Emperor Cat-lon. His vision was to create a new empire that could bring stability and prosperity to the world. However, despite his best intentions, his reign was marred by tragedy and eventual madness. The Second Empire was a highly militaristic and autocratic state, with Cat-lon at its helm as an unquestioned ruler. The empire was characterized by its strict hierarchical structure, with Cat-lon's elite skeleton enforcers and human soldiers maintaining order. It was an empire built on the remnants of advanced technology, though not as sophisticated as what the First Empire had achieved. The Second Empire made extensive use of slavery, subjugating human populations and forcing them into labor to rebuild and maintain the empire. This brutal system was one of the key factors that eventually led to widespread rebellion and dissatisfaction among the human populace. While the Second Empire tried to harness the remnants of First Empire technology, their reliance on these ancient machines and methods was a double-edged sword. The Empire was unable to fully understand or replicate much of the lost technology, leading to inefficiencies and eventual decay. The decline of the Second Empire was precipitated by a combination of internal strife, rebellion, and the increasing instability of its leader, Cat-lon. Over time, Cat-lon began to lose his sanity, possibly due to the immense pressure of ruling or the weight of memories from the First Empire. His mental decline led to erratic and tyrannical decisions, causing rifts within the empire. This descent into madness is one of the most tragic aspects of the Second Empire's story. The harsh conditions imposed by the Second Empire, particularly the widespread use of slavery and brutal enforcement of order, eventually sparked rebellion among the human population. These uprisings, coupled with internal power struggles, severely weakened the empire. Their reliance on technology from a bygone era also contributed to its downfall. As the empire stretched itself thin, it became increasingly difficult to maintain and operate the ancient machines and infrastructure. This technological decay mirrored the broader decay of the empire itself. As it crumbled, various regions and factions broke away, leading to the eventual collapse of centralized power. The remnants of the Second Empire fragmented into smaller, often warring states, many of which were overrun by bandits, rebels, and other opportunistic groups. Following the collapse, Cat-lon retreated to a fortress in exile located in the Ashlands. Here, he remains a broken ruler haunted by his failures and the ghosts of his past. Amidst this chaos, a religious movement among humans began to take shape around the worship of Okran, a god who was believed to be the creator and protector of humanity. This religion, known as Okranism, preached the need for unity, order, and a return to moral righteousness to survive in such a hostile environment. The religion's teachings were codified in the Holy Flame, the sacred text that outlines the beliefs and laws of Okranism. The Holy Nation was officially founded by a figure known as the First Phoenix, who is considered the prophet and earthly representative of Okran. The First Phoenix claimed divine inspiration and led the people in a crusade to spread the word of Okran, establishing a theocratic society based on the teachings of the Holy Flame. Under the First Phoenix leadership, the Holy Nation began to consolidate power, uniting disparate human groups under its religious banner and offering them protection in exchange for unwavering faith and obedience. The Phoenix also established the Holy Military, which would become a powerful force in enforcing the nation's laws and expanding its territory. As the Holy Nation grew, it began to conquer and absorb surrounding territories, often through a combination of military force and religious conversion. The people within these territories were offered a choice: convert to the worship of Okran and live under the protection of the Holy Nation, or be treated as heretics and enemies. The Holy Nation's expansion was marked by the establishment of fortified cities, temples, and outposts throughout its lands. Rebirth, one of the most infamous locations, was built as a massive labor camp where criminals, heretics, and slaves were sent for redemption through hard labor and religious indoctrination. And so here we are, in the modern world of Kenshi, a harsh and brutal post-apocalyptic world where the factions constantly war for power and survival. It is a world that will not hold your hand and where only the strongest and smartest survive. A land of great horror and mystery, but don't take my word for it. Grab your katana and explore this land yourself. If you can survive long enough, you may find a faction to call your own, a home you can buy and a war you can join. You can become a trader, explorer, bandit, religious fanatic, slaver or slave. And the list continues. There is still plenty to learn, so perhaps I will return to this beautiful and brutal land to cover the rest of the smaller factions and the many diverse biomes that make up the world of Kenshi. If you have made it all this way, I thank you. Until next we meet, goodbye.